It's Friday and parts have arrived. Just got to find them. Yeah, I knew where they were. It was a joke. Anyway, bump stops. 2-bolt ones that you use on Mk1 frame. To be honest, if you've got single bolt ones, you could just drill a hole in the subframe. It really don't make any difference. But now, when I'm at the car shows, the purists will look under there and go, look, or feel under there, if they can get their finger up in the suspension, and go, he's used 2-bolt bump stops in the professional. So yeah, so we can bolt them on. We've got the part of the tool. Got the cone compressor. The other bit somewhere. And so yeah, we can crack on. So I don't know whether to get the heat. I might put the heat on a little bit. So yeah, let's see if we can get both sides done. Worst case, let's get one side done. And yeah, let's do it. Let's get the top arms on. Bump stop first. 7/16, 11mm spanner. Pop them through, bish bash bosh. Let's find a bit of copper grease. Where my dodgy can is. Somebody did ask me the other day, do I find the can useful? To be honest, not really. By the time I lose a top and then have to use the top of another can, it leaks everywhere and you know. Yeah, I like using just a tube or the old tubs better, but it's what I've got laying around, so I'm still using it. Might as well. Let's see if I can find it. Hey, you saw that, didn't you? The top mount. Put the other one on the other side, ready? So yeah, now we're going to put the cone in. So basically what we need to do is compress it just so we can get the suspension arm in. It's all under slight pressure. If you've got high lows on, not an issue. We're just going to fit normal cones back on because that's what I'm going to do. So basically, cone goes inside there. Other videos on YouTube I'm sure explain it a lot better. That will get screwed down through the hole where the hydroelastic pipes normally go on older cars, or if you have to remove the big bolt. On this car I don't, because obviously it's an older subframe. That will go through, and what we do is we pull that bar up basically. We'll show you how to do that in a minute. That compresses a cone. Simple, and gives you enough room to work. Worth checking, just make sure your cone goes in nice before you bloody put it all in there, because you'd be like, oh, what a pain in the arse, a bit piss arsing about. Same with the knuckle joint on the other end. Double check everything fits before trying to put it in. So let's try and put it all in, and we'll show you the tool. PS, there's two threads in these donuts. You can get old in Imperial, UNF, or later on metric on the later cars. Obviously, just be careful as you're winding these tools in, just make sure you've got the right thread, make sure they're going by hand first. Knowing that the histories of minis, anything could have been changed. A modern car you might find it's got some old donuts on it, and an old car might have new donuts on it. Pretty simple tool. You turn the top, that pulls the cone, well it should do if that thread wasn't spinning, so I expect it will tighten up in a minute. Turn that, cone compresses. Job's a good one. That's the idea anyway. One word of warning, don't stick your head over the top of this thing. If any of it snaps, you don't know the make and model of these things, you could have picked up a cheap one off eBay or who knows what, it'll shoot up, stab you in the head. Welcome to my floor. Hope you can see something with the lighting. I know my lighting's awful. Those things worth checking before knuckle joint goes in. I'll explain a bit more on this side of what I'm doing, then I'll just rush the other side. Knuckle joint has to go in the bottom arm, top arm. There's also a little hole here in the bottom. Make sure that's clear. Mine's blocked up with paint. I'll just run a little drill through it. Just helps pop these in, because otherwise the old hydraulic action doesn't allow them to go down. And I find popping them in first, then I'll do the arm and put the cone in as well. But anyway, let's give it an attempt. Don't forget, copper grease things, grease things, all sorts. Little tip, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. These rubber and the bushes and the rubber seals, very easy to pop off when you're in there. They're not held on by much, so I'll just push the rubber seal, stretch it slightly over the actual arm, so I can get in there, and it's a lot easier just to slip it off, and it'll go over the whole washer and everything once it's all in. Okie dokie, camera rolling. I can't see with my glasses. Yeah, it's rolling. Anyway, cool, that's on. I'm going to put new bleed nipples on, grease nipples on later. So I just need to find a big spanner. I think technically a 19mm will fit, or whatever the equivalent is, and a socket. Very tight to get this one on between the floors. That's why it's always easy to try and do these things off the car when you've got them, but they do go in. Just yeah, had to wind the swing compressor in, had to clean up the subframe where the big washer goes in, just a bit of paint in there, or powder coat. Clean that off, that washer went in alright. I think that was it. Yeah, I think it all went alright. Make sure you put the right arm in, don't end up having it on the wrong side, and put left and right in. And while we're here, down this side, we'll put the shock mount in that we painted last night as well, which I never got time to do this morning. So yeah, and then we did have some shocks somewhere. I picked up some shocks. I thought I brought them down from the unit. They just needed some lower bushes put in them. They were brand new, but I don't know why the bushes were missing. But anyway, let's put this in. Okay, that's all done apart from just the top arm pin, just needs tightening up. And that's all good to go, shock mounting, so we're ready for just a shock absorber to go in at the end. And we just got to rebuild the hub at the weekend, top and bottom swivels. And then we can start thinking about putting all the brakes and bits and bobs like that on. But I think I haven't got any front brakes, so I need to have a look, see what I've got. Otherwise we're going to have to order some of that up. So anyway, let's do the other side. Come on Matthew. I ended up pausing the video. Sorry, clean your eyes. I've got it all together. Again, and the thick washer this side isn't going in. I didn't check it before I bloody did everything. So check these things going. Sometimes they're just a bit of tolerance. Before anyone says this isn't the infamous subframe. So again, you don't know the history of these things. People can weld these subframes up, so you can't tell the difference. But I think sometimes you just get a slight tolerance on these washers. So what I just need to do is just run a little soft pad, little Dremel, just round the inside of that. Just take a skimming out, just for it to fit. It's not far off at all, but it only takes a fraction. But it's getting a bit late now to be firing up the compressor and annoying everyone. So I think we're going to have to leave that till tomorrow. But anyway, so we've got one done. And the other side's on its way to being done. So that's good as well. We actually had the whole arm in there and everything. I have managed to put these in without using a cone compressor once or twice in my past. There is dodgy ways of doing things. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but you could trim down the knuckle joint a little bit, the bit that pokes into the cone. Sometimes I manage to put it all up in there and get a little jack and push things up, and or lever it from here, all sorts of things. You can do all sorts of bodgers if you're desperate. But anyway, so I might slacken that off a bit pressure wise to leave it overnight, and we're going to call it a night. Had little sausages for tea, little ones like that, little things, different flavours. So yeah, bloody took something down from the ceiling today, the roof rack. Oh, surprise, surprise. Sand came down from everywhere. Everywhere. All over my nice new paintwork. But anyway, guys, not quite the success I wanted, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Till next time, have a good weekend, everyone. Drive safe. Be sensible. And maybe 10,000 next week. Subscribers, keep an eye on it. Tell your friends and all that. Bye-bye.